Thank you. What if I were to tell you of a time when factories are practically non-existent? A time when almost anything you wanted could be produced in the comfort of your own home. Or a time when product design was limited by nothing but your imagination. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel, doesn't it? But yet, this future is not so far away and has in fact already arrived, quietly transforming disciplines from medicine to manufacturing, to art to consumer goods, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, the next chapter of industry and commerce has arrived. Welcome to the brave new world of 3D printing, a technology which is about to revolutionize our world. So first of all, what exactly is 3D printing, and how does it work? Well, to put it simply, it's a printer, albeit a slightly modified one that can make real objects. Instead of the usual back and forth motions used by normal printer heads, a 3D printer's ink head can move, as its namesake says, in all 3 dimensions, making it possible to produce real objects. The inks that these printers use can be almost anything: plastics, metals, and in some cases, even living cells. But the true beauty of this technology is that it allows for mass customization. The printer's software allows you to input almost any design you want, making it possible to express your creativity in almost limitless ways. 3D printing has already made a dramatic entrance into the marketplace, with several companies already selling fully functional printers for commercial versions that can make real objects, as well as smaller home-sized versions that sell for under $500. But you know what? Enough of the discussion. Let's see what these printers have actually been up to over the past few years. Well, they've made shoes, cups, airplane parts, autos. In this case, this is actually the first car which was made entirely of 3D printed parts. And moving on, of course, they've made prosthetics, and more recently, even houses and buildings. And this technology is actually being used by NASA to construct their first lunar bases. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? And the printers have also made very cool 3D models, and very recently, in fact, in the past few weeks, they've even made live human organs. In this case, mini kidneys. Some of these organs have already been transplanted into people, and the technology has the potential to change the lives of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people awaiting organ donations. And just to finish off, they've made bicycles, musical instruments, some very weird art, to the tune of Angry Birds, and of course, figures in the likeness of Yoda. What I'm really trying to get at, though, is the fact that the practical applications for this technology are simply limitless. And with the printers becoming better and better at printing more complex objects every day, who knows what will be coming next? However, society is going to have to be prepared for the very, very big effects this technology will have, both socially and economically. For starters, the rise of personal printers, or highly functional printers which can be used in the home, will have a very, very big effect because it may very well put some major manufacturers out of business. Just for example, why would I go to buy, say, a Lego set or paper clips if I could make the exact same product in the comfort of my own home for an 1/8 of the price, with said paper clips being fully customized, of course. But, of course, manufacturers and retailers have also begun to adapt. Let's take Staples as an example. What this company has done has actually set up an online platform where you can input almost any design you want, and the company will take this design, turn it into reality using a 3D printer, and then promptly deliver the product right to your doorstep. According to many experts, this is a sneak peek of a world where manufacturing may very well become obsolete, since almost all products will be made either in your own home, of course, or at local shops, which can make more complex objects. We may very well see the return of Kinko's or Xerox. Now, additionally, like all technologies, 3D printing does have a dark side. The mass customability aspect of the technology gives one practically limitless techniques to make unique objects, which is not always a good thing. In fact, many people have used 3D printers to create and assemble all the parts of fully functioning guns like the one shown here. And this is really quite scary because not only is it theoretically allowed in the loophole in US law, but the designs for these guns are available publicly for free over the internet, meaning that anyone, including criminals, could easily get their hands on these guns if they wanted to. Now, the fact is that governments may very well have to deal with these sorts of issues in the future, so it's imperative they start regulating the technology now. Another problem that both manufacturers and consumers will have to face is the issue of intellectual property. At the moment, the problem is very much with digital media, but in the future, it may very well be possible not just to legally download music, but say, even the iPhone itself. And even if you had some cement or maybe something bigger printer, then you could very well download a house as well. What I'm trying to say, though, is that with the manufacturing right in the hands of the consumer, what will prevent people from simply downloading objects without due credit to the design's creator? And even if people do elect to pay, how will these companies be able to remain financially sustainable if they are only paid once for a product design that is used multiple times? These are issues that these companies will have to face in the future in order to remain both competitive and innovative. However, despite all these issues, I think that the future is pretty bright. A future, I might add, that 3D printing will be an integral part of. It seems pretty exciting to me, because with new developments in the technology every day, this technology is becoming almost an integral part of our daily lives. So I think that you should be very excited as well. However, that begs the question, can we even begin to predict what the next chapter of 3D printing will look like? Well, of course, nobody knows for sure. But one thing is definitely for certain. It is all of you who will be creating the future. Thank you.